Good morning. Today is day 14, I believe, for making these little videos about a day in the life of a schizophrenic who's also a human and subject to a real reality. It's called the schizophrenic reality. And uh, trying to improve camera presence as a life skill. And it's New Year's. We watched the Rose Parade this morning. It was very nice. I always love the Rose Parade. It's it's really cool. Tomorrow we're gonna go look at the floats in Pasadena as they kind of sit there. They're there for a couple days, I think. So we'll go today or tomorrow or the next day to see the floats, and that should be pretty nice. Scarlett apparently wants to go see a surf shop or something nearby, so we'll go do something like that too. Okay, so this morning I'm going to talk about a book, Clanlands, which is a book by Sam Hugan and Graham McTavish. They're two actors that are in the movie Outlander, which is a movie about time travel, and I think it has something to do with Doctor Who, but I don't remember. I don't know a lot about it, but there's something going on with that show with regards to potentially like talking about time travel, and I don't know, these time travel shows get on TV and you wonder, like, I personally wonder, is there something to time travel? Because why are they talking about it so much on television? It's kind of, maybe it's just something that's fascinating to us, but I personally think there's potentially something intertemporal taking place in the world, and maybe we're always in all time at all times now. I don't know. So I don't look at things linear that way. I think it's all encompassing. We're in all time at all times. So anyways, in the Clanlands book, they talk about there he is having whiskey one night at this place called the Hotel in Scotland, and Sam goes out for a walk and he's having kind of a surreal experience, I guess you could call it. I don't know what you would call it, but he likes to wander at night, and this mirrors me. This is one of those things where the schizophrenic reality, people mirror you, and sometimes they like to call me Sam for Sex and the City star Samantha, and they call me Sam, for Samwise Ganji, and they like to call me Sam. I had a friend in high school named Sam, and I don't know why, but they like. I mean, I kind of know why, but they like to call me Sam. Obviously, I don't look like these movie stars and stuff like that, but they like little. I don't look like Donald Trump either, but they call me Donald Trump. And anyways, in this book, Sam is wandering at night, and I used to like to wander kind of at night, and I just go out, or just during the day too. I'm a wanderer by nature, and I was reading the book, and he was wandering around into a steampunk village, and in on the music player I was listening to as I was reading it was playing Aaron Copland's Appalachian Spring, and in that song there's a section of it that plays Lord of the Dance, that Irish tune. Anyways, I was playing that in the thing, and I thought there was like a little bit of a lineup in my thing to point me in the direction of steampunk, and to think like, okay, so something's going on with a steampunk village, or like some sort of sci-fi thing, and so I'll be on the lookout for that going forward. And that I'm a type of person that pays attention to signs a lot. Now with the AI, it's hard to pay attention to signs because like, is the AI telling you? But then should you ignore the AI? So I like to pay attention to signs. So when things line up, I say, okay, take note of this. So I'm taking note of Steampunk Village. And okay, in the parking lot the other day, there was to switch topics. In the parking lot the other day, there was a couple guys. One guy, old guy, was walking to his car, and another older gentleman was backing out of the space. And the older gentleman backing out of the space ran into the guy walking to his car. And it made me think like it would be nice if there was like a service for older people so that they didn't have to drive if they, because it's harder to drive when you're older. And I was thinking like, they need the drive because they need the independence because not a lot of people are doing services for old people. But it would be nice if you had a service like a Uber specifically for older people where they could get a ride, kind of like Dial a Ride, but a little bit more sophisticated. And so I was just thinking, like, it would be cool if there was an Uber that was specifically geared towards seniors, and maybe you could make it a service. You know, if we had reorganized our society, maybe we could do something like that, and it could be proper service to elderly people. All right, in another topic, in my book, Never Enough, it talks about kids mattering, and kids have to know that they matter beyond achievement. And the way that you could show this as an adult or as a parent in particular is you have to make yourself matter. If kids see that you're waking up at 4 a.m. to slave away in at work or something, or to never take time to yourself or never stick up for yourself and your needs as a person, they're gonna say, "Oh my God, you're getting walked all over, and you're showing me that you don't matter." So I'm seeing that I don't matter. If everything is geared towards your own achievement or getting ahead or whatever, they're gonna say like, "You're not, you're not, you're not submitting yourself to proper conditioning to where like you are supposed to matter too." And so this had me self-reflect a little bit and to think like, okay, when you're schizophrenic, you society treats you like you don't matter, like your analysis or interpretation of reality is to be disregarded completely because you're just a diseased person who doesn't understand reality. So when you say, "Oh, these things are happening. This is what is happening to me, and this is how I know it's happening," it's dismissed and disregarded. So that it's almost like you don't matter a little bit. So I had to self-reflect and say, like, due to not mattering, I am kind of financially destitute because I'm there's a group of people that are allowed to harass me and uh, create disregard for me as a person. And I don't confront people about like, if people say like, "Oh, you're just mentally ill" and stuff. I don't confront people because I don't think that's helpful. I just let them have their say or whatever, and I just like I'm making these videos or whatever to kind of explain. No, I'm an intelligent person who can discern reality, and these are the things that are happening. And so, yeah, so uh, I guess that's gonna have an effect on me. And I was thinking for parents and in particular that they need to show that they matter to their kids because if you're not de- declaring your own rights as a person and demanding that you matter, then you're going to show your kids that they can go through life the same way, not mattering, and all the only thing that matters is achievement and stuff. So I thought that was interesting. And this gets into this slap. Okay, so then I was scrolling and I saw this slap video. The the slap sport where the people put their face out there and then people smack them and they slap the people. And I was thinking like that is a demonstration of people not mattering. You're showing yourself that you don't matter so much that you're going to submit your face out there to be totally smacked by another person. And it is conditioning us to condition us to look at other people and say they don't matter. That person is saying that he doesn't matter or she doesn't matter, and then they're also smacking another person in the face that's in the position to be smacked with no defense or anything, and they're all demonstrating that nobody matters, and I don't like it. So at least in boxing, they're they're defending themselves, but a little bit in these brutal sports or whatever, there's a little bit of a conditioning to say like nobody really matters that much because we can all just punch each other in the face and stuff. And well, in particular the slapping, I don't like it. Okay, so this gets into something else that was going on with me for a while in my programming. There was a lot of people that were trying to get me to smoke, and particular cigarettes. And there was these women, even the women I met in the psych ward and women I met previous to that, like they would constantly be like, "Do you smoke? Do you want to smoke?" And trying to be like, "Oh, smoking's cool." And I feel like this maybe, I'm not saying maybe not every single person that was doing it, but like I started thinking like now that everything has transpired where I realized I was part of a massive control system, I started thinking like were people trying to get rid of me? Was that like the way they were going to get rid of me? They were going to have me die early because I was smoking. And I started thinking like maybe people are doing that. And yeah, so I don't think smoking cigarettes is good. So uh I realize it's like a conditioning thing where people are addicted, so they need the cigarette sometimes, but it's like this poison thing that we do. And yeah, so anyways, I started thinking like, man, I think maybe people were trying to get rid of me by making me smoke. And yeah, and so that's just my thought on that, and I guess I'll call it quits today. And I don't think anyone's trying to get rid of me anymore, but I think I'm it. What I can say is that in schizophrenia, like you matter and you don't matter. It's like it's like this weird conundrum where like they're holding you up so much that like, oh, you matter so much, and at the same time they're pushing you away and saying like you don't matter, you don't mean anything, and you don't matter at all. And it's like a conundrum of like, yeah, at the same time there's doing that, they're like, oh, but we like your brain content and we're gonna take your brain content because that matters. So yeah, it's like it's like something where like you're very important and you're not important at all. So I don't know, maybe that's something maybe everybody deals with the schizophrenic reality, but that's my schizophrenic reality. All right. Happy New Year. And hopefully we all matter in the new year. All right. Goodbye.